In a small, remote village, a young woman named Ada has been grieving the untimely death of her fiancé, Czech, for a year. But every night, at exactly midnight, Ada feels an inexplicable pull to return to the graveyard where Czech was buried, walking back to his grave as if she's being drawn by an unseen force. As her behavior grows more unsettling, the villagers begin to gossip, and Ada's friends and family grow concerned for her well-being. Is she haunted by his spirit, or is there something deeper at play? Had always been a woman of quiet strength. She had grown up in the village, and the people there knew her as a kind soul with a bright smile. Her relationship with Czech had been the talk of the town, two young hearts destined to be together. But all of that changed the night Czech was tragically killed in a car accident. It had been a year since that fateful night, but Ada's grief remained as raw as the day it happened. The villagers noticed the change in her. She had become distant, her once lively eyes now clouded with sorrow. Yet, every night at midnight, Ada would rise from her bed and walk out of her house in a trance-like state, heading towards the graveyard where Czech lay. Her family had tried to stop her, but Ada could not explain why she felt compelled to return to the grave every night. "He's calling me," she would whisper. Though she couldn't explain how, the village began to talk. People claimed they had seen Ada standing at Czech's grave, speaking to the wind as if he were still alive. Some said she was haunted. Others thought she had lost her mind. Ada's best friend, Ifema, grew increasingly worried and decided to confront her. One night, Ifema followed Ada into the graveyard, hoping to understand what was happening. She saw Ada standing by the grave, her hand resting on the headstone, her eyes closed as if in deep conversation. When Ifema called her name, Ada turned slowly, her expression distant and eerie. "Ada, what are you doing? This isn't healthy. You need to move on." "Czech is gone," Ifema pleaded. Ada's voice trembled. "But he's not gone, Ifema. He talks to me. He asked me to come back every night. I don't know what to do." Ifema, torn between concern and fear, tried to pull Ada away, but Ada resisted. "I can't leave him. Not yet." Days turned into weeks, and Ada's nightly walks to the grave continued. The villagers began to fear that Ada had become possessed, or was under some kind of curse. Desperate to find answers, Ifema visited the local spiritual healer, a wise woman named Mama Nika. Mama Nika had lived in the village for decades and was known to understand the hidden forces that shaped people's lives. After hearing Ifema's story, Mama Nika agreed to help, but only if they were willing to uncover the truth. That night, Mama Nika accompanied Ifema to the graveyard. As they stood near Czech's grave, Mama Nika whispered an incantation, and the air grew still. Suddenly, the earth beneath them shifted, and a shadow appeared in the distance. Czech's figure. But something was wrong. He was not at peace. "I know it," Mama Nika murmured. "His spirit is trapped." The villagers had always believed that the dead could find peace if they were properly honored. But in Czech's case, something had gone terribly wrong. Mama Nika explained that before his death, Czech had been carrying a heavy secret, one that had tied his spirit to the earth. It was that secret that caused him to call out to Ada every night. He was not haunting her, but instead pleading for her help. With Mama Nika's guidance, Ada and Ifema learned that Czech had been involved in a shady deal shortly before his death, one that had put his life in danger. The deal had never been resolved, and Czech's death had left many questions unanswered. His spirit could not rest because the truth had not come to light. Ada, torn between her love for Czech and the painful realization of his past, decided to confront the people who had been involved in Czech's final days. It was a dangerous path, but she knew she had to free him from his torment. The truth was uncovered, and the guilty parties were brought to justice. But even after the secrets were revealed, Ada still felt a pull to the grave. as if Chaik's spirit was waiting for something. On the night of the final confrontation, Ada returned to the grave one last time. She stood there, her heart heavy, but her resolve stronger than ever. "Chaik," she whispered, "I've set you free. Go in peace." A soft breeze swept through the graveyard, and for the first time in a year, Ada felt the pull to the grave release her. As she turned to walk away, she felt a warmth in the air. Chaik's spirit had found its peace. Ada never returned to the graveyard after that night. She had finally let go of the past, but she knew that Chaik would always have a place in her heart. Please subscribe to our channel, like and comment. Thank you.